This series of tapes, Psychology versus Theology, were recorded from classes given this year by the Supreme Grand Master Dr. Malachi Z. York, known to us as Naya, Malachi Zadok El, our own Pharaoh, Ananubi Rakata. These tapes were released in part so that you may listen and learn the profound facts as taught by the man of this hour. And now, listen to the dynamic teachings of the Supreme Grand Master, Naya, Malachi Zadok El.
Information about that Hale Bopp incident. You talking about the suicide? Yeah, suicide. The first thing to realize about the suicide is a very sad situation. That many people die because of fanaticism. And then it's also sad because of organizations like ours, which they're going to try to direct. If I'm saying, what you're looking at is a group that they're giving you the impression just existed. And the government has known about that group since 1974, which is not a new group. You follow? They've had countless incidents over that period of time with family members trying to visit them and, trying to get out, and the government ignored it. And what happens is you have to understand that the way the government is set up now, that we have so many different organizations that are here to so-called enforce the law, that if an incident is reported, somebody is supposed to respond. That's the law. FBI will tell you that I don't believe what people are saying, but I have to respond anyway, just in case something does happen. Then we have it on record that we did come out and check it out. Now, there's no way for this, and the leader and a couple other guys have been castrated, right, for over 20 years. So there's something going on fanatical that the government must have known about. Now, the Hale Bopp incident, we're talking about as recent as what, the Hale Bopp. That's right, 95. Hale and Bopp are two men. Don't get the name of the comic mixed up. They're two men. Right now, they discovered this here comic. And when they zoomed in on the comic, what they saw was that there was a massive light behind it. They didn't know what it is. And when they did that, they opened the door for this fanaticism. But whenever you're looking at something in space, nowadays, after alien invasion and Independence Day and the Mars Chronicles and all these UFO programs like Sighting and what's the other one? X-Files. Once you say there's an object out there and we don't know what it is, after you've already taught people that when we see an object flying and don't know what it is, it must be a UFO. And then what they made it a point to do, while they were talking about objects, is they say it's not so much as to the object, but who is flying the object. They drew everybody's attention next to the next form of encounter. What kind of beings or creatures or whatever is flying these craft? You know what I mean? This is subliminally being done to put something in your mind. And what I would try to do is counteract the ridiculousness by making points like a flying, when you say flying saucer, you're speaking of an aerodynamic craft. And if the craft is aerodynamic, then what? It is made here. It's terrestrial. There's no reason for an extraterrestrial being to come across the universe or interdimensionally and then use an aerodynamic craft. Whenever they show you Area 51 and they speak about the craft in Area 51, they never comply to what Bob Lazar says, that he saw a saucer, which comes from two saucers coming together. They say a ball of light, which is more in compliance with some intergalactical or interdimensional traveling energy, moving from one side of the universe or one side of the state or dimension to the next. So when they start giving you these alien conductors, they show this alien movie recently and all the aliens come from Mars, they pretend they're nice guys, and then they shoot up everybody. They show you a craft that comes out the clouds, which of course we've all read the book of Exodus, when the children of Israel will make an exodus about a cloud, so we already have through the church stamped in our minds about a semi-belief in beings that are from beyond the stars. Now what the science is doing, and they started doing this about 6 months ago, and I don't know if you noticed it, but I did, is they started pushing this, what they call angel phenomena. Everybody's into angels now. We're in angel things. Even at the OJ case, they pointed out that they all had on angel things, and they knew that was one of the most widely watched cases in the country. You with me? So they knew they were saying, now what would be an angel? In Greek, of course, it's angelos, evil, malak, or malaika. In ancient Egypt, it's Neteru. Amongst the Hopi, it's Sakina. Amongst the Nigerians, it's Shuri. We've always had names for beings that came from the star or beyond the star. In ancient Egypt, solstice was the star, what they call Sirius star constellation, the Dogon tribe of beings. And so now, what would they be doing by planting this angelic belief other than to plant in your mind a group of beings that come from beyond the stars? You with me? Along with that, they planted in Switzerland a guy named Billy Myers. I'm not saying they put him there. The thought, I mean the thought. And he spoke about a Pleiadian group. So when the UFO thing hit, it didn't have room for racism. Because everybody was worried about little grains. And we wasn't particularly worried about little grains getting jobs driving buses or running the government. There was no racism involved in the first fear because everybody was a target. So what the racists of the world had to do is they had to introduce into it the Pleiadians and say there's a Nordic. And every time you hear the word Nordic, you're hearing Europe. A Nordic race of superior beings, tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, who came from Aldebaran. That entered into the racial problem. And then, of course, this happened back in Hitler's time. Therefore, the Nubians started saying, well, no, they're not white, they must be. So the original demons got their separation tactics going in a phenomena that they were planning so that they can justify what's referred to as black money. Black money was so they can get involved in high-tech projects without involving you because they had lost too many wars. And the tactics of going to Hiroshima and dropping bombs just did not sit with people right. So they had to come to a more sophisticated method of winning wars. Now it was working on time machines in the Philadelphia, experimenting with disappearing crafts or radar invasion in the Philadelphia incident, and then in the Montauk project they did with time machines, and they started moving to another game, and what became mental. So the government admits that they have people that deal with psychics, because they could show us back in the 70s and the 60s on television how the Russians had people moving needles, and that Yuri Gagarin was bending spoons, and they were introducing the paranormal into our minds. That people have psychic powers, they can move metal and levitate things. So they opened the doors in the 60s, and every swarmy pip-pip you could think of from India came running into the United States, sitting in knots and humming, and everybody dropping out of college and not going to the military and sitting around with Swami this and Swami this and Swami this, and all these guys, these poor Indians, are winning the emotions of the people on this transcendental meditation. So the government put together an organization that says that they do remote viewing. Simple word means we look at things at a distance. Very simple. And they said, so they found the best psychics in the country and put together a team of remote viewers. I'll get back to Hale Bopp so you see what I'm saying. So now, once they introduce the Hale Bopp project, and they say behind it is this massive thing that we don't know what it is, the first thing that goes to mind after all the grooming is it's a UFO. Now, a man named Zachariah Sitchin, a Russian Jew, who's fluent in cuneiform and many other languages, he called it Nibiru, because that's what was in the tablet of the Enuma Elish. Nibiru. Something that it means crosses the... Start work with me here and start to put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? All right. There in Zachariah Sitchin's book, he tells you that these beings were the Nephilims of the Bible, Tanakh, the Torah, Genesis 6, that originally cloned the first humans on earth, Lulu, Amilu, down here, Adam and Eve, you follow? And that they were going to leave, and 3,600 years distance home and 3,600 distance back would be about 6,000 years. And they're coming back to do what? To get their children. Now, Christianity, in time, has interpreted this as the Muslims say the Mahdi is coming. The Jews say the Messiah or the Messiah is coming. The Buddha say Buddha is coming or Messiah is coming. And everybody now has gotten this thought planted in their mind to expect some supernatural incident where some being who were here a long time ago, who created you, and left, and are coming back to get you. You understand? So now back to Hale Bopp. So when the Hale Bopp incident comes, all the people that belong to the 60s that had made the hippie transition was walking around saying peace and love, and the whole world was in a beautiful state because we're taking LSD and everybody was floating on cloud nine and listening to all these swarmies about all of the transcendental meditation. These minds are ripe for the picking. You with me? Yeah. They're ripe. So when the 60s spirit died, back in the 60s, some groups then started committing suicide because they were disappointed. So Jim Jones took a group of people, and with the help of the government, he really did the execution, by the way. They eliminated those people and made it look like a perfect, because they was having a cult war in this country. They started this thing called cult busters. The cult busters were really brought to the country out of Christian churches in order to get these Swamis and these Muslims and all these fanatical Eastern religions out of here that did not sit straight with the American system that we live in. No shirts and ties, no gray suits, no attaché cases, no more riding on the subway. You know, come on, no more eating meat, no more drinking alcohol, no more smoking drugs, and there was big money in all that. There was big money in silk suits, and us buying Italian loafers and alligator shoes, and alpaca sweaters. There was a lot of money there. There was big money in processes and perms for whites and blacks. But don't fool yourself, Caucasians also perm their hair. So everybody does. There was money there. There was money in the transcendental thing. Right? Because they started selling them, what do you call those things, Hare Krishna outfits and Hare Krishna. But the government couldn't get his hands on it because it fell up under religious, separated from state. So they turned around and looked at the Christians and said, you people have to do something about these foreign invasions. Aliens. What's the difference between an alien from another planet or an Indian who comes in without a green card who's also referred to as an alien? So on the book, alien is alien. You understand me? I just want to get this to you. You see, but this is one of the games they play every 10 years to try to stop the possibility of Earth people coming together and starting to respect each other as human beings. They have to keep this place set in a way where there's a caste system. You follow that? Where certain people are kept low enough and their intelligence is exploited for fear of dominance. So they say the black Muslims preach black supremacy. But the KKK teaches racial The skinheads preach racial separation, but the evil Israelites preach black supremacy. Blacks are supreme. This, of course, stirs hate. You ain't no better than me. You ain't got blood is blood, skin is skin. That's the game. Back to Hale Bopp. So, with the Hale Bopp situation, the first thing that's established in everybody's mind is UFO, behind Hale Bopp. Now, they know that Hale Bopp is going to be seen by anybody who wants to look up and see it. So the Hale Bopp itself will be a confirmation of the possibilities of anything else said about it. You understand what I mean? Make it more believable. When, let's say, Elijah Muhammad said there was a mother plane in the sky, built a long time ago by scientists, right? Now, Hale Bopp, people there say, maybe that's the mothership. You see the game? The psychological thing. Now we got a whole upsurge of energy for those people who are looking for a savior. Now the Christians can't get a part of this because their star has already come. You follow that? So now with our next move, all of the leftover entities form all these new extraterrestrial groups. They showed you that group on Independence Day. Climb up to the top of the roof and wave to extraterrestrials, as they call them, come take us. And they did. They took them all. They shot them and killed all the people. You with me? So they introduce to you Hale Bopp. They make it public. They introduce to you simultaneously angels. There's a Christian revival. There's a religious surge. There's a cultural surge going on again from the 60s. and it makes the atmosphere right for fanatics to step in and do things like that. And then they know that, because when they do that, then they turn to people and say, what about y'all guys? Y'all wear black. We also wear white, green, orange, purple, you know. What about y'all? Y'all are a cult. Everybody is a cult. The word cult is short for cult. Everybody, the Pope is a cult. The Pope cult met this morning at sunrise, like the brother said, and had a sunrise visual for Easter. A sunrise visual. Christians went out and watched the sun come up for Easter. Now, that ain't sun worship, cult worship, but he's the Pope, so he's cool. They're not asking him, is he a cult? But they're afraid that somebody like you might know what that craft is, if it's a craft. But they don't know. And then they put their remote viewers on it, and they're looking to keep a job. So they start making up all kinds of stuff. Oh, yeah, it's a living entity. Oh, yeah. And even when it's far as saying, it's coming here to get a certain group of people. Not only that, selected people, and extra intelligent people. That makes it real easy for me to want to be a part of it. Because it seems like it's addressing me. If I think I'm so intelligent, you get me? So if I said, this here class is coming just for pretty people. Who's going to tell the ugly people now? This ain't talking about you. I'm just showing you how they work this mind thing. Just by making a statement that is for a selected group of people, and they're coming to get these people, and these people are super intelligent people, that group surface. There's probably 1,000 other groups there. He's talking about us. Now, what is the relationship between suicide and rescue? None. There's no relationship between suicide and rescue. Let me tell you what I mean by that. If I tell you that I'm coming to rescue you, then there's no reason for you to commit. So now, you cannot convince me that the people who committed suicide really believed that these God-like aliens were coming to us. Because in that case, they would not be committing suicide. And you say, well, they were going to transport their body, transport their souls, but leave their bodies, then why the extraterrestrials got to come? That's back to the who moved the stone story in the Bible. If Jesus was a resurrected spirit, then there's no reason to move the stone. But you can go through the stone. If someone moved the stone, it's because somebody wants to take somebody's body out of the tomb. And the stone was already moved before Mary Magdalene got there. Then Jesus didn't resurrect that day to no stone. See, this is the game. It's a 2,000-year-old game. It's a 1,400-year-old game in Islam. The game is still there. Muhammad runs inside of a cave, and a spider weaves a net for Muhammad. He's hiding behind the spider web from a bunch of men. But he's supposed to be Allah's messenger. And Allah's angel is supposed to come to help him. He says, Inna Nasrullahi Qariban. Surely the help of Allah is near. But Muhammad is hiding in a cave from men. 1,400 years, the same game is going on. Now what's happening? This is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of enlightenment, if not by no spooky crap, but by computers alone. Internet, international binding, networking in business and finance. Men and women are sitting in their houses and making connections with companies in Japan and Korea without going through stuff from sea to shining sea. Without depending on planes transporting stuff and ships bringing stuff and bidding it to dock. So what is going to happen to commerce in this country if internet continues? Children can get into their computers and educate themselves at home. So my daughter can sit in front of a computer, I've seen her do it, with her pajamas on. What happens? Finances drop. No schools means no new sneakers. Because these kids are trained to go to school and trained to try to look nice in school and trained to try to look better than each other in school. The kids will say, I don't want to go to school because I don't have anything to wear. Commerce involved. Pencils. Pencils are disappearing. Where is the largest shipment of lead coming from? Here. All the lead in the slate is coming from, see, your country is broken up into 4 places. Get this in your mind. Northern part of this country, right, deals with industry, cars, Wall Street, factories. Southern part of this country deals with farming. Textile is farming because it's cotton. Sheep. The East Coast deals with imports because everything was shipped. Read Revelation 18 if you don't believe. And then on the West Coast, you're dealing with minerals. As you go westward, you're dealing with gold and the oil. And thus the country has been strategically broken down into a compass of business. And the Civil War was fought because the people in the South would not do trade with the people in the North. And the people in the North were depending on the food from the farmers. And they had this farmers' war or Confederate war less than 10 years ago. Where the government came in and gave loans to all the farmers. And then when the farmers went out and bought new equipment and planted food, the government didn't buy it. The North didn't buy it. So it's industry again. UFOs is industry. You follow that? Graves are industry. They're now making gray masks and gray t-shirts. Whenever you see t-shirts with grays all over them, there's money involved. And to make it real, they've got to have life and death. Life and death is real. Everybody recognizes those 2 principles. The fact that you're living and one day you'll die, or that someone you love was living and one day they'll die. So this death incident has woken up everybody to the UFO phenomenon. It's not an accident. It's well planned. It's to make people come here and say, let me go on out there, because I heard that he teaches about UFOs. Let me get higher, okay? I heard that he teaches about UFOs, and that Nibiru, the craft in the sky, is coming to get them. And that people are joining this organization faster than any organization we have ever seen. They're not joining the organization because they like me. They're joining the organization because they have investigated the things I say. So the principles of this organization, the principles of my organization and your organization was, don't believe me. Don't trust me. That's what all I need to see. Believe what I say. Don't believe me. So when we talked maybe 4 or 5 years before the incident of Hale Bopp, not calling it Hale Bopp, but Nibiru, nothing new. Something recorded in the Enuma Elish that it would come back. NASA knows about it. Called it Planet X, got it on record. They've been recording it for the longest. But they know. They know of an ancient prophecy. The Mexicans had it recently. Their prophecy came true. And crafts were recorded in Mexico on film, and they cannot. The government cannot say these are other than metallic crafts. So they write them away, and they can't let Mexico merge, so they create a new problem with Mexico and drugs, close the gates down, block the propaganda, your undesirable and extraterrestrial information coming through from the ancient almanacs that the Mexicans are receiving, you won't get. With me? They know about the Dogon tribe. They've been knowing about the Dogon tribe before you did. And they know the Dogon tribe speak about a star called Sirius, or the Sirius star time, or solstice as we call it. And it's at one of the points off of the belt of the 3 stars of Orion. They were trying to relate the Dogon to the Orion star constellation of Egypt. Then they found out that the Dogons migrated from Egypt to Mali. New climate. And they found out that the Sirius star was called Isis. And that the Orion belt was the three pyramids of Khufu. And that the planet alignment takes place every 6,000 years. They know about the 26,000 years for the axis needle shift. They know about the equinox and the epoch, 50,000 years for the plus shift. They know about the 7 inner planets lining up. Don't come out here and say, I wrote the book 5/5/2000. I didn't write the book. Fine, seek out the men. Go slap Hale Bopp upside the head. We're not controlling the propaganda. Because when you say stuff in a fanatical society, a liberal society like America, you got to be careful how you word things. Because there are crazy people here. And if you're a responsible leader, you must be careful what you say. Yes, we're an organization that recognizes the ancient ones. But we don't just say the ancient ones are coming from beyond the stars. We say the ancient ones are also beneath us. The Olmecs, the Mayans, the Aztecs. That's our people. The indigenous people of this land. The racial problem comes in with economics. Creating separate markets. Regardless of what the result is between human beings, if I can get all the white people to like one kind of music, and all the black people to like another kind of music, and all the red people to like another kind of music, separate diets, I have created 3 separate markets. That's why I told y'all that they are going to change the music soon. That's why they're giving all the awards to people like Babyface and Tony Braxton, who's not wearing baggy clothes. Simple economics says if everybody is buying extra large clothes, then I'm losing money. Because if I, listen close, I'm not as crazy as I look. If I can sell you, what size shirt do you wear?
Extra large.
Extra large. What size shirt do you wear? Large. There's less fabric going into his shirt than in his shirt. Now if I can get somebody here with a medium, and then a small, you know what I'm saying? I can calculate mathematically the amount of yardage through my profits based on his extra large to his large to so-and-so's medium, but charge all of them the same price. I charge the extra large price, but I save 2 or 3 yards of fabric as the sizes go down. So when the kids started buying all extra large clothes, thanks to crisscross, oh boy, and then backwards pants really frightened them. Because there's money in the metal in the zipper, and we men know plastic zippers don't work. They don't work. Many women might not know, yeah, y'all do too, y'all be doing this. It didn't work, the plastic zipper didn't work. So now to shift the balance around, the possibility of taking that metal out that zipper, how many billions of dollars would have been lost every year just by removing the zipper. See, so Muslims come in the country and they put on jalabias and pants and African clothes and tie them up in those zippers. And the metal industry is here. And they go, those Muslim guys in those clothes, there's no money in that. What do Muslims use that got metal in it? So this may sound crazy to y'all, but we are talking about billions of dollars a year. And if you don't realize it's all based on money, but I'm talking commerce versus commercialism versus brainwashing versus subliminal seduction versus suicide, which brings that stuff about. Did you know that everybody had on Nike? Everybody committed suicide had on Nike. Premeditated suicide, and we all go buy the most expensive shoe we can find. If you're going to go and commit suicide, you can buy 4 of these from Walmart. So they intended to commit suicide with $80-something sneakers on. They pre-planned it. Someone stuck in a Nike commercial. Someone saw an opportunity to stick in a Nike, because why mention it? Why even bother? So now in the division, we have, let's say in white music, right? They got Marshall guitars and they got Marshall amplifiers, and they got certain instruments they play, and their kids wear a certain kind of dress, and they go to a certain kind of club, and they do a certain type of dances, and they move different than we do. No doubt about it, right? And now this is a market. Over here, there is a black market. Over here is a Latino market, more brass section, more conguero, more a different type of dress, a different type of dancer. There's a separate market. I'm telling you, man, this is deep stuff they play. It's manipulation. What's happening now? I'm saying what's happening. The age of awareness is lining up with the age of Aquarius. And people are becoming simple again. You know what I'm saying? People are saying, well, I don't eat that no more. McDonald's and them ain't giving away toys because their burgers are selling. If my burger's selling, I ain't got to give you a toy. I'm giving you a bonus just like the banks and the car deal, because I'm trying to lure you in because I'm not making the kind of money I used to. But people no longer believe in McDonald's. People are starting to get healthy. People are starting to jog. And we don't manufacture sneakers because we don't produce enough gum Arabic in this country, so that it's coming from the Far East. Look at all the sneakers everybody got on. And where the sneakers ain't, their shoes got rubber soles. Leather was one of our markets. Why? Because we had cattle, but not sneakers. You get the message? You understand the baggy clothes syndrome? So they got to get Babyface because he wears suits. They got to get Tony Braxton because she's wearing slim clothes. They even picked out Whitney Houston, dusted her off, and she was gone, cleaned her up and put her back in. They put, oh yeah, that's how they work. They don't care. They brought Rod Stewart's butt back to him. He's about 100 years old. And Mick Jagger's about 150 years old. David Bowie's 250 years old. And they brought them back because it creates a... They need y'all to get back into fitting clothes. They need y'all to get back into shoes. They need y'all to get back into jewelry and hair perms. They need y'all to get back to restaurants and evenings and going to the movies. Remember one time when videos came in, all the movie theaters were complaining because people were staying home and taping them. Right now there's about 30 new comedies out. People are going out to the movies again. Going out to the movies means going back to restaurants. Going back to restaurants, all economics. Crime is economics. Why is crime economics? Because the police force represents economics. He got a wooden stick, rubber shoes, a leather belt, a cotton uniform, a steel gun, an iron buckle, a copper strap. When you see him in a uniform, policeman, a uniform, next time, step back into this. And look at the amount of money that's on this one guy. He carries over 20 pounds to 20 to 50 pounds of weight, and is expected to catch a young black boy running through the ghetto in sneakers. He has something for that too. He could not catch you, so what he did is create a style where you untied your shoes and let down your pants so he could catch you. Well, when I was coming up, we didn't get caught. If we got a chance to run, and how many people here in their 40s and 50s? All right, y'all know that. If we got a chance to run, it wasn't about catching us. If we got a chance to run in our neighborhood, it really wasn't about it. These young boys, you see them every time you pass up against the wall. Why did we just walk? Their pants are not here. And who controls the style? The market. TV controls the style. If they didn't want gangs, they wouldn't have that movie Color. We had gangs in the 50s too. We went down and hit each other with car arrows, garbage cans up, boom, call each other names and went back. It was all for the girls. It was like a gladiator thing. If somebody pulled out a 9mm, everybody went, whoa! The girls wasn't that important. Nowadays, kids are shooting each other dead. They even taught them to hold a gun different to make it creative. Shoot sideways. Elimination process. For the population process. As Dr. Francis Wellsting says, Read about her. An icy slavery. The elimination process. Now we're at a point in time. It's like they can't stop drugs from coming in this country. Right? Or better yet, Mexicans can't get in the country, but Arabs can get in here and blow stuff up. Mexicans only got to cross the border, and Arabs got to cross the water. It's a matter of people turning and looking the other way. You know what day time we in? We're back to the Hale Bopp. Don't believe the hype. All that is a setup, and it might even get worse. Why? Because of things like Nuwapo. And if you think for 1 minute I'm teaching you that we're getting out of America to go to Africa, you don't belong here. Because I've traveled all over Africa. I've lived in Africa. I've studied in Africa. I'm an African. And most Africans are trying to get over here. Let's not be no fools. It was a beautiful place. It was. But it's no more. Leadership, power, cool. That's like greed, ego. What do you think is going on in Zaire right now? It's all over ego. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist here. But at least here they say, give me a portion of your money called tax, and I'll protect you. And stay in a certain guideline, and I'll protect you. This is nothing that it's not something that they volunteer to do. This is something that they have to do, because you're the ancient one. And this is recorded right here in the government, that they must protect you. Because this is really your land. And they know it. You understand? I'm not going to go into that. That starts another whole chapter of our life. But again, the Hale Bopp, don't come ask us. So, do y'all know these guys? No, I don't know these people. Are they living together? I might have met them. But these people picked the richest neighborhood in California to die in. I would have got stopped walking through that neighborhood. They said, well, there's a couple of Negro people with them. Yeah, that was your Horace brother from Star Trek, and he got money. He can walk through the neighborhood, because they go, well, you're your Horace brother. Go ahead. Who are you? I'm Dr. Malachi. You can't go to this neighborhood because you're going in there to steal. This is assumed. If you run through the streets of California, you will get arrested. So now, here we got, let's touch another subject there. Here we got a group of, what did they say, 39 of them? Yeah. Let's just say it was only 39, it was hard to believe, right? 39 people moved in one of the richest neighborhoods in California, all dressed in black, all wearing Nikes. You can see the leader's marbles are scrambled just by his face. He almost looks exactly like DuPont. And you can see that someone tore a hole in his marble bag and it fell out. You can see the man ain't all there. And now this group walked around an exclusive neighborhood and nobody knew nothing about it. And no investigation was done. Not even the neighborhood sheriff saw them as kind of, they said, well, they came to our restaurant just 4 days before they died. They all came in and they were so polite and they were nice, and I never knew they were going to die. You ever think maybe they didn't need us? Because they know where in the world. Listen, if I said to y'all, listen, hey, give me the benefit of the doubt. Let me make a fool out of myself first before you die. Listen, everybody. It's time for us to commit suicide. Why you laughing? Aren't y'all ready? No. Somebody needs to tell the government a little more about black people. Because if they would have really watched the Rodney King case, they would have knew how bad he wanted to live. And that we just don't do stuff. We don't just go, let's all just commit suicide. You got to tell I've been in the movement since the 60s. I mean, from the Black Panthers, not a member, but seeing all these groups. And I don't ever remember any of us saying, let's go to God. I'll wait. I don't mind waiting. I'll wait. If God is coming, I'll wait. I ain't got to speed things up. I don't see any reason why I can't know, speed it up. You know what I mean, that's just not the way we do things. So please don't ask me, are we a suicide cult? Now we're spending millions of dollars building a land here. So we're always building, we're raising Atlantis. Do you know that Atlanta is Atlantis? This is Atlantis you want. Don't let them Plato tell you Atlantis is buried. A portion of Atlantis is buried in the Bermuda Triangle, because that was our observatory of energy, connected on a 33 degrees straight to the pyramid. That was there, and all those landing skates were not for planes coming from outer space. A plane coming from outer space doesn't need a runway. Hey, wake up! A guy coming from another universe and you gotta get in and runway in? Put the pieces together. Realize the game. We are not suicidal people. It just is not us. We squirm over a toothache. The black man, old black man, stop fronting. You are not a fighter. You are not a warrior. The first fight Mike Tyson had, he lost. And that was Holyfield. The reason why he lost is because Holyfield took Christ into the ring with him. Talk to me. Mike Tyson took Allah. Now maybe if they were in Arabia, where all the energy is Allah's energy, Tyson would have had a little more. But Mike Tyson went up against someone in a Christian country with a Christian spirit and a Christian environment. And if you watch the fight, Holyfield was just going. He was going to the ring off all the way. And Mike Tyson had a bunch of wannabe Muslims yelling behind him, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. They wasn't, see, first of all, Allah wouldn't have heard them because Allah wouldn't have understood what they were saying. It was Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I'm quite sure Allah sitting up on his throne drinking stuff they drink up there in heaven and stuff. And they say in the Quran, they say Allah sits up there and got some kind of drink or something. But where that stuff is, it's not Allahu Akbar, it's Allahu Akbar. It's the way it's said, Allahu Akbar, not Allahu Akbar. So if you go in wrong, you get carried out. But Jesus is not asking Christians to pronounce the Lord's Prayer. Back to reality. I got to do this. Economics is the con. Religion is the game. Religion is starting to die. The new religion is called extraterrestrialism. You understand what I'm saying? Extraterrestrials are the angels, plus the new angel phenomena on television, on all the programs. And all this is being set up to keep you in a dumb state. Because they knew the ancient one was coming. They knew a certain amount of awareness was going to come. They thought it was Dr. Martin Luther King, so they said Bennett. They thought it was Malcolm X, so they said Bennett. They thought it could have been Clarence, and that's very recent. I can go back 20, 30 years, and you keep seeing those deaths of anybody who stands up and sounds like they might be making some sense. They think it's coming to an individual, not to a people. The consciousness is not coming to an individual. It's not just coming to me or from Farrakhan. That's tripping. The consciousness is coming to you.